Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss them over a glass of holiday cheer. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by my favorite resident alien, Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
What, bro? Come on now.
I'm trying to keep up with the theme. In case you didn't read the title of the episode. Oh, she's got that cough. She's got that lingering cough that she's had since the 7th Heaven episode.
No. Was I coughing in the 7th Heaven episode?
Probably. I don't know. I feel like you're always coughing.
I don't think so. I feel like we recorded that in the summer-ish.
You didn't have a summer cold?
I was still working with old ladies then.
I always feel like Bruce the intern sends me notes that you're coughing too much and you need to take a lozenge.
Well, Bruce the intern needs to graduate already.
You know what? He does. I think he's like getting his doctorate in audio engineering. I don't know what he's doing. I don't even talk to him anymore. He's a man of little words. Very little words.
Yeah.
Very few words. He needs to talk more. He does have a Twitter/X account. I think it's Bruce Intern or Intern Bruce or something. Follow it if you want.
I honestly don't even know.
I don't even know the password to it anymore, so don't follow it. Just follow ours. Very podcast. We sometimes tweet. Yes, it's Christmas time.
Finally.
Welcome to the Holly Jolly Jamboree. Yeah, finally. Our apologies for not doing anything for Halloween or Thanksgiving. We've just been fucking busy.
Yeah, I started a new job. I had the flu.
Our schedule's barely... I have like one day a week off, and then you're working, and then...
Yeah, no, because I work like normal people hours now.
Yeah.
Like, I work during the day, I don't work at nights, and like, I work Monday through Friday, so our schedules are not as compatible as they used to be.
Yeah, and then when I'm off, I just send you a text like, I'm fucking tired. I don't feel like doing this shit tonight.
And I'm just like, you asshole.
Well...
I watched this stupid show for you.
You did. And I suggested it, so...
Yeah. You did.
I liked it. We're doing Elf, by the way.
No, my favorite part is I started watching the wrong thing at first.
Oh, yeah, I didn't specify... Well, I think there was confusion, because you said there was an Elf Christmas episode, but you didn't say which season or anything, so I just was scrolling through the episodes, and I came across season 1, like episode 10 or something, whatever, and I assumed that was it, and you're, like, texting me things of, like, I don't remember that happening. So you watched the one...
You're like, I just watched it. Like, what are you talking about, Kat?
You watched the one that we should have done, but it was a two-parter, and I didn't feel like sitting through 2 episodes.
Both episodes suck.
I don't know. I kind of liked it, but we'll get into it. Anyway, so the one that you watched was, like, the Make-A-Wish episode. Alf goes to the hospital, and he, like, hangs out with this girl who's dying of cancer or something.
Yeah, some girl named Tiffany, because it was like the 80s and that was like the name.
Yeah, Tiffany was the 80s name. But I think the episode was inspired by, I don't think it's the actual girl. They just hired like an actress, but there was like a girl who was dying of cancer, and like her make-a-wish was to meet Alf, and like Alf went in and met her, but then they like made an episode out of it, and they just like hired a new girl.
Yeah.
I don't really... Like, I should have looked at... We should have done that one, because we had time.
I mean, we decided to do it, like, when I was still recovering from the flu. So that was, like, around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we were going to record it, like, a month ago, and I just didn't feel like watching 2 episodes.
That is how incompatible our schedules have been.
So I said, let's just do this one instead, and it's a season 1 episode, so it's, like, early in the canon of Alf. And I don't know. I think it flowed better. We'd have to sit through 2 episodes. So go us for doing that. Yeah. So we picked season 1 episode. It's called Oh Tannerbaum, and it's Alf's first Christmas. And it's kind of like, it's interesting because it's Alf just trying to figure out what the holidays are, and he doesn't understand it. And the Tanners are just dicks to him about it.
Yes, they are. Like, they do not take like 5 minutes to give him a basic idea of what it is, and then they get mad because he's like all confused and doing all this stuff that doesn't make sense, and he's like, well, I know this is about the holidays and this is what I know about the holidays, and nobody tells him, and they're all jackasses.
I think Alf just figures it out from television because he can't leave the house. He can't go like interact with the world. So like all his earthly habits are from TV or just living with this horrible family, the Tanners. They're horrible.
They're awful.
They're absolutely horrible. I just wish Alf could have just crashed into the Achmonic house. We could have had a much better show, methinks.
Oh my god, they would have been so much more fun.
Yeah, I just want
so much more fun.
Adventures with Alf and Raquel and Mr. Achmonic. I can't remember his name. He's in this episode though, and he's like super horny, and he wants to fuck Kate, the wife.
I thought he was trying to hit on Lynn, the daughter.
I think he was too in the in like the dream sequence.
Okay, they kind of blend together.
They kind of do. And this is only the second appearance of Mr. Achmonic, by the way.
That is wild.
Yeah. Okay, he's in like the second episode maybe, and like they weren't sure, I think, yet if they wanted to like keep them as recurring characters, but I guess they did. Because Raquel's not in this episode, it's just Mr. Achmonic, who is the quintessential retired guy that moved from Jersey or New York or something to somewhere in California. I think this takes place in California. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I think it's California. I don't scroll through IMDb trivia.
I really like the Achmonics. Like, I wish we got an Achmonic spinoff that just kind of dealt with their life. The Achmonics, especially Raquel, the Achmonics are basically the Kravitz of this show.
Yes, 100%.
And I was thinking about this. I think I texted you about this like a month ago. We really did Mrs. Kravitz dirty because she was right. Girl was right.
I mean, yeah, she was.
And they just painted her as the town loon. Poor thing. I feel bad for her. She needs her comeuppance. I mean, she's probably dead now, but what's her name? Gladys Kravitz?
Gladys Kravitz, yeah.
I got it right. What's the name of the husband?
Abner, come here.
Abner, that's it.
There's craziness over at the Stevens house. And of course, every time Abner comes to the window, whatever Gladys has seen is gone.
Do you know what else I was also thinking of? If Bewitched or Alf or any of these like families hiding a like supernatural secret took place today, no one would care.
Well, like, okay, think about it. Like, supposedly back in the day, like, everybody knew their neighbors. Like, do you know your neighbors?
Sorta. I mean, I waved to them.
Yeah, like, that's it. Like, I don't know my neighbors. Last time I tried being nice and talking to one, they tried to, like, come in our apartment, like, half naked.
Oh.
While I was alone. So, no thank you.
I like it. Could have been a
no, thank you.
Craigslist misconnection right there.
No, he was old.
Oh, so? Like
way old.
Elderly old? Because, I mean, we're old. We're old, so...
I'm sorry. I'm 25. What are you talking about?
Okay, all right. Just ignore the pantheon of episodes in which you talk about yourself as being a woman of a certain age.
No.
I mean, we are...
At work. One day he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, well, how old do you think I am? Like, I'm trying to gauge, like, what he's thinking. I'm like, well, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 1,000,000. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm 25 if you're 1,000,000.
Well, you work with children, so, I mean, you could just say you're 25 and they're going to think you're old.
My new coworkers thought I was in my 20s, too, so...
Okay, are they in their 20s, or are they of equal age?
Yeah, a lot of them are in their 20s.
All right. So we've talked about this in the podcast before. So a lot of there's a few that are the same age or close to my age by a few years. And, like, we have the same references, like Fraggle Rock and stuff. But for whatever reason, I was working with, like, the younger crew and then, like, the one person who's, like, late 30s. So basically the same age. I brought up Sheryl Crow, like, famed singer Sheryl Crow. I just assumed, like, everybody knew who Sheryl Crow was. And she's like, I don't know that name. And I'm like, how do you not know Sheryl Crow? And I played songs, and she's like, okay, I've heard that before. Which, I don't know, just blows my mind because... I don't know
Sheryl Crow.
I mean, even when I was younger, like, I think it's just this whole, like, instant gratification kind of thing. Like, we have access to the internet and stuff, so... like, we were forced to watch Nick at Night because there was, like, we couldn't choose our television, so, like, we had to watch it because...
I just love the way you're like, we were forced to watch Nick at Night. Like, you're acting like we were tied to chairs and our eyes, like, eyelids glued open, and we were forced to watch hours upon hours of Bob Newhart.
Well, I mean, there was like 15 channels you had to pick from, and
True.
you know what? If I want to watch a show about a talking horse, like, yes, I'm going to watch that over, I don't know, like something else that was on that I didn't really understand. So I'd rather just watch the talking horse show. People don't have that luxury today. So I think just children are just dumb. They're just dumb. I'm not going to lie. That's why we do this podcast, so we can educate the younger audience. In my mind's eye, like, we're teachers. We're going to teach people about Alf. Like, it blew my mind, like, a couple years ago. Like, my sister was born in the late, like, 1989.
Yeah.
And she didn't know about Alf till, like, 2015. And, like, I made her watch it. And she watched all, like, she's like, I love this. Like, this is great. I'm like, how have you never not seen, like, not even, like, seen, like, a show, but, like, how have you not, like, come across Alf?
Like, for real. Like
I feel like I had a puppet Elf. Like, I feel like I had a puppet Elf, like, from Burger King that you got as, like, a Happy Meal. Not a Happy...
Maybe she just didn't know what it was. She just thought it was this weird thing her odd older brother had. Like...
Well, I mean, Alf ended in 1990, so she would have been, like... Well, she was born in, like, December. Like, her birthday's, like, tomorrow, like, in recording time.
Oh,
so.
shit, dude.
Yeah. So it's, like, Alf was canceled, what, like, 1990? Like...
Yeah.
4 months from when she was born, so... So, yeah. So, she wouldn't know Alf. She was just an infant. But, yeah, Alf was that show. It wasn't really, like, on during the 90s. Like, it kind of had, like, a early 90s thing.
Really get a syndicated run, you know?
Very briefly. Very brief.
I think the turmoil backstage prevented that.
We've talked about it before, right? Right? Like, the set was bonkers because Alf is obviously a puppet. They basically had, like, a 5-foot basement underneath a set so the puppeteer could go from, like, spot to spot.
Mm-hmm.
So there were holes in the ground. So the actors were always falling in the holes. Like, there would be, like, all the normal Alf spots. Like, you know, Kate would come out of the kitchen and, like, fall down the hole. Like, fall 5 feet to, like, I don't know, break an ankle or something.
For real.
So the actors just, like, bitched about it constantly. They were just saying it was, like, a hazard. Like, OSHA should have been involved.
That's that, like, just the physical layout of the set sounds dangerous.
I don't know if you've ever talked about this, but I just read this, like, a few days ago. Did you ever read about how Alf, the sitcom, came to be?
No.
All right, so...
I don't think so, unless it was, like, years ago when we did that first Alf episode.
I don't think we talked about this because none of this...
I don't think so, like... I think we got more excited about Gilligan's Island.
I think so, too. 'Cause we were, like, excited about Marianne doing, like, a meet and greet in Boston.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that era when NBC was just having dud after dud. I think they had a few shows. Like, Cheers, I think, was on, but it was new.
Yeah, Cheers and Cosby Show were still on.
But they were new.
Yeah, there were still new episodes.
NBC had lost a lot of money, so they did, what was that? It was like Love Boat, but on a train kind of show, which cost, like, millions of dollars. It was, like, at the time, the most expensive show ever made. The Super Train, I think it's called. Yeah. So they lost a lot of money.
Oh my god.
And they really needed a hit bad. One of the people involved in creating the show was like, hey, I know this guy, Paul Fusco. He's like a puppeteer, magician, comedian kind of guy. He does this like weird stand-up thing in LA somewhere where he brings like a puppet. And it's Alf. It was Alf, like an early version of Alf.
Yeah.
And I think you guys will like it. So they're like, all right, bring him in. And Paul Fusco came in. No, who's the guy before Warren Littlefield or the big NBC guy of the 80s?
Brandon Tartikoff?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, anyway, Paul Fusco comes in with Alf, but Paul Fusco didn't talk. Alf talked. And he made... So he made, you know, all the executives talk to Alf, and Alf talked to the executives.
That is so Chuck and Bob.
They were mind blown.
Had none of these fools seen Soap?
I mean, maybe this is a response to Soap. I don't know.
Because you know what I mean when I say Chuck and Bob. Like, come on.
I do. Yeah. Was Soap on NBC? I don't even know, to be honest with you.
I think it was ABC.
Yeah, it has ABC written all over it to me.
Yeah.
You're looking it up on your giant phone.
My phone's not that big.
It just looked big because you had it in front of the camera.
Okay, I mean, it is a Pixel 6 Pro, so it is kind of big. Yeah, Soap was on ABC.
Okay. Well, anyway, so they were mind blown by Alf, and they're like, all right, let's just do the show. They didn't really have a concept. They didn't have a pilot or anything. They just went with it and just kind of came up with the idea of Alf crashing into the Tanner house, and it caught on. It was good. So the first season is a little more, I don't want to say raunchy-ish. It's a little more adult-oriented, but it kind of caught on with the kids. So by season 2, it became more of like a family show.
Yeah.
So things kind of get toned down a little bit.
Well, it's totally the kind of show where you think it would be for families. Because, you got this puppet, yeah.
It ended up being like a family show. I mean, it is, even the first season is a family show, but it was a little more risque. Alf was a little, I don't want to say dirty, because it's not like foul, but just
off-color.
Off-color, there you go.
Yeah.
And then they kind of toned it down a little bit and made it more family-oriented. Yeah, so that's the story of like how Alf came to be. I just thought that was great. Like, I just picture all these like old white guys in suits just talking to a fucking puppet.
Like, for real.
And like you had to like address him. Like they I think they would try to talk to Paul Fusco, and then he like would not respond. He's like, you gotta talk to Alf. You gotta talk to Alf.
Oh my god. That alone sounds like such a narcissistic nightmare.
They I think they kind of kept it up with on the set too, because they really wanted to keep up with the appearance that Alf was real. So I don't think the actors like had a lot of contact with Paul Fusco. Paul Fusco was the only guy who would do the puppeteering. Like, he wouldn't let anyone else do it. So it was just him under there, like running around from like spot to spot.
Oh my god!
And then occasionally, and I guess they only did this in the first season, they would have the guy in the Alf suit if they ever wanted to do like a Alf running around kind of thing.
Well, because like in the opening credits, there he is running around.
Yeah, and they changed the opening credits in the later seasons to make it more believable that he's real. Because I think Paul Fusco was upset that they would put a guy in a costume because it kind of like disillusioned the whole thing. Because you see it a few times in episodes if you watch first season episodes. It looks bad. Like when you see Alf like actually like moving around and not going from like when you see Alf full body and not from the waist up.
Yeah.
I was watching some later season episodes. Like, Alf wears clothes in later season episodes. Like, he has, like, outfits.
Are they Hawaiian shirts?
No. Like, he's wearing, like, a t-shirt in one episode. And then an episode that I watched, he was wearing, like, a vest. And I was like, maybe they just wanted to... I think, like, Alf would just want to be, like, more of, like, a human. I think that was, like, the evolution of Alf.
Yeah. That's the...
I like it. I stand.
Only thing I can think of.
But even... They've done post Alf sitcom projects, and they still do the thing where they keep it up where he's real.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, he had a talk show that was on like Adult Swim or something in the early 2000s. They did a wrap up movie to the Alf TV show, Project Alf, which is really good. By the way, I like it.
The U.S. military comes to take Alf away.
Yeah, well, they already took him away, and this is the wrap-up. The Tanner's not involved, so it's great. It's wonderful. It was a TV movie on in, like, 96 or something. I remember watching it at the time, and I was like, I think it was supposed to be a backdoor pilot, and they keep talking about doing an Alf revival. I just know it's going to be CGI, and it's not going to work. Like, Alf...
I'm so over CGI.
I'm too. I just can't watch anything. Like Disney movies are CGI now, and I'm like, fuck it, I can't.
Like, I don't want to see any more CGI. I don't want to see any AI.
Oh yeah,
nonsense.
Give me practical effects 100 times.
Like, okay, seriously, like I can watch like something from the 80s, like one of the Police Academy movies, and all their special effects for what they're doing are freaking amazing. And now it's just all done by a computer, and it's just no. It's a lost art form. It's becoming a lost art form.
Like, I just watched Quantumania for the first time, like, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's just, like, people standing in front of a green screen.
Pretty much.
Probably not even talking to each other. It's probably just an actor by themselves, just doing their lines, and just a random person doing their lines later on, and I don't know. It's just very disenchanted to me. It hurts my soul, because... they made wonderful movies they just built these elaborate sets, set pieces, explosions that were real, and we just don't get that anymore.
Yeah, we really don't.
And it's crossing over to television now.
It is, and it's frustrating.
Anyway, before we get into Tannerbaum, you want to go through this hot night of television?
Yeah, what else was on this night? I'm so curious.
I always say it's a wild night. This might be a wild night. This is just...
Okay.
It's wild. It's a Monday night. Alpha's a Monday night staple. This is before Hogan's Family, so Hogan's Family's not on tonight. So it's December 22nd, 1986. So we're 3 days away from Christmas, and we get new episodes of Alf and other shows, which I love.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we used to go right up to the end.
Man, I missed that. I mean, I know this year is totally different because we had the writers and the actors strike, but I miss actual seasons of television. I'm sick of these little short 10, 13 seasons. No. Give me my 22, 24, 26 episode seasons.
Yes. And now TV shows, when we get their quintessential Christmas episode, it's the first week of December, and then they're gone. The show's off to February.
Well, look at Frasier. Its season finale for the revival was the Christmas episode.
When did it air?
A couple weeks ago. Whenever I sent you that voice memo thing saying you had to watch Frasier.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was just annoyed by the show. It just annoyed me. I don't know why.
It gets so much better. It really does.
I don't know. It was I hate Frasier's son. I hate the actor. I don't like...
Yeah, I'm not... Okay, so...
This new best friend who apparently has been Frasier's friend.
Personally, for me, the people he works with don't work as well as Freddie and his nephew do. Freddie's Best friend, who I would love to find out is somehow related to Carla from Cheers. That would just be perfect if she was Carla's granddaughter or something.
Yeah, I just assumed that Frasier would come back to Boston, and you fucking know very well all those people he hung out with at Cheers still live there. They're still around.
Yeah, I think Cliff totally came back to Boston if he really retired to Florida. 100%. Yeah.
Oh, he's back. He got tired. He got tired of living in fucking Boca del Rey or whatever. He got tired of HOAs and dealing with all that shit. He's like, I'm going back to fucking Boston.
Norm is still at his stool at Cheers.
If he's still alive, if he's not dead from fucking liver failure. I mean, George Wendt's still around, so Norm still could be.
Yeah, and he's usually off playing Santa Claus in a bunch of movies.
You know what? He's being Norm is being Santa Claus at the new Cheers, which is now it's a hip gastropub now.
If Norm could order food at Cheers, he would be in heaven.
Do you know that all right, so the Bull and Finch bar that's the exterior shot of Cheers is still there, but the replica Cheers is gone. It's not there anymore.
I heard about that. That's a new thing though too.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. It was just tourist food. It wasn't anything exciting.
Yeah.
It was fun to go in there and be hey, I'm at Cheers, but
yeah.
Nobody that lived in Boston went to Cheers. Even though it was the holy grail of Massachusetts TV shows, nobody went there. I would
yeah, I know.
I already told you I never went there. But I already know it's tourist food. Living in a tourist place, I know it's tourist food.
Oh, trust me, I know. I've lived in tourist destinations.
All right, so this night of television, we're going to kick off. You want to kick off with the boys at the Alphabet ABC?
Yeah, what's ABC got? I'm trying to figure out what 5-year-old us would have been into besides Alf.
ABC is... I don't know. ABC's kind of lackluster to me tonight for some reason. The show is obviously a staple. Things kick off at 8 o'clock. We get a full hour of MacGyver.
Okay.
Which, is this first season MacGyver? I don't even know when it started, to be honest with you.
I don't know. Probably. I just know my mom would have been watching it.
And then Monday Night Football was on after. You're going to be upset. The Patriots played against the Dolphins, and they pummeled the Dolphins today.
Ugh. Both teams. I hate both teams, so.
You don't like the Dolphins? You're not a Dolphins fan?
The Dolphins, destroyed the Broncos a few weeks ago. It was embarrassing to watch.
Football's really weird this year because all the teams that are usually good are doing bad. And all the, it's just
yeah.
And it's like a Taylor Swift season. I don't know. It's just really weird. Football is so fucking weird this year. I feel like we're in a simulation.
This is the score of the recent Broncos versus Dolphins game. The Broncos had 20 points. The Dolphins had 70.
The Patriots are doing bad. The Carolina Panthers are doing bad. Taylor Swift is dating, what's his name? Kelsey from the fucking Chiefs, who have been on a hot streak the last couple of years. And now only people care about, people only care about football if Taylor Swift is there. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on. What happened to football? I don't even watch football, but I'm what happened to football? A part of me is hurt by this.
This is coming from the guy who didn't realize a playoffs game was going on and tried to go see American Sniper and was confused that the parking lot was full.
Yeah, well, the parking lot shared a parking lot with the stadium. And you had to pay to get in. I went there, I don't think I've talked about this in the pod because we haven't done it, but I went there to see Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel a few months ago now. And
oh, yeah.
It was pouring raining. It was a weekend of downpours and 40-degree temperatures. I flew up to Massachusetts for the week. The whole time I'm there, it's wonderful weather. The day I decided to go to the concert, it fucking rained. So I went to Target and bought this poncho.
Uh-huh.
I am wearing that. I made it. So Stevie Nicks opened. It was amazing. And by the time Billy Joel came out, I was so cold and wet.
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted it to end. But I stayed till the bitter end. I stayed all the way through. It was worth the fucking $3,000 I spent for this whole trip. So, and I rented a Tesla.
Oh my god, when I went to see Ed Sheeran, we got rain delayed for 3 hours. The concert didn't start until 10 o'clock at night.
And speaking of concerts.
Yeah.
Can I announce on the podcast formally what I bought tickets to?
Oh no, what did you get tickets to?
Coming this summer. I think it's called the Summer of 99 tour. But it's Creed. Vertical Horizon coming back. And I want to say Three Doors Down was the other band. And I feel like there's another one too. And I don't even want to say how much I spent for this.
I think we all know that Kat is saving any additional funds for the NSYNC reunion. That is coming.
And you know what? I bought this on a whim.
Meanwhile, I'm out here fighting for my life for Taylor Swift tickets and can't get them. I keep getting waitlisted.
Oh, Daughtry's going to be there too. My boy Daughtry.
Oh my god.
We already know I'm a big Daughtry stan. So, and I saw her at the House of Blues last year. We talked about this, I think. I think that's why I bought the ticket, because it's Daughtry.
The tickets was for Daughtry? Oh my god.
It's the best, worst music ever. It's going to be the best night for shitty music. I love it. I can't wait.
Is Nickelback going to be there too?
Oh, I wish.
Oh my gosh.
Unless they get added to the ticket later on. But you know what? Nickelback would trump Creed, though. But I don't know. Creed's having a weird resurgence, I think.
Maybe.
I think we shat on Creed too early. Feel like they need their comeuppance. But you know what? Gotta throw this out there. I've always been kind of a Nickelback fan.
I liked Nickelback until that was what was playing when I was in that car accident when I was 25.
What song was playing?
Oh, I don't even remember what it was right now, but every time I heard
Look at this photograph.
No, it wasn't that one. It was the other popular one.
They're all popular. What are you talking about?
But I just remember being I can't, because it just took me back immediately. So then I couldn't listen to Nickelback.
Never made it as a wise man, couldn't make it as a poor man.
I think so. I think that's what it was.
This is how you remind me. Or is it the song from Spider-Man? Oh, I think that was just Chad Kroeger, though. I think that was just a Chad Kroeger and
yeah, I don't know.
some other guy. I don't know. We shat on that guy very prematurely just because.
Dude, Tonic is going to be part of this tour.
Is it? I didn't even know that. I didn't even got that deep into the playlist, but I would love to see Tonic. What did they sing? I can't even remember. Was it Shimmer? Are they Shimmer? Or is that Fuel? God,
I don't even know. Oh my God.
There's a lot of bands that just kind of ebb and flow. Oh, hold on. I think the Verve Pipe is there, and they did that song is Won't Be Held Responsible.
Dude, I am so jealous right now.
Which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Right?
The Freshman. Shout out to that song. They're there too.
If You Could Only See is Tonic. If you could only see.
You know what? We need to do a podcast episode about this whole lineup when the time comes.
Oh my God. We need to start doing more podcasts about the music of the 90s.
We do, because I have a lot to say. I really want to do a Tragic Kingdom episode.
I just think we had, when we were in middle school and high school, we just had, this great blend of music that we don't have now.
No, we had TLC, we had Salt and Pepper, we had MC Hammer, we had Nirvana, we had Pearl Jam, we had the Verve Pipe, we had Creed, we had the Dawson's Creek song, what's her name, Paula Cole, there's so much. Alanis?
Yeah, we had Paula Cole, Alanis Morissette, we had Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, can't forget Sheryl Crow, that's how we got here in the first place.
All right, yeah, we're going to do a music month. Maybe we'll do Music May.
Yeah.
We'll just go through our whole playlist, because my playlist every week on Apple Music is just things that I listen to from 6th grade to 24, and those are the only songs I listen to.
I recently got I did my Spotify Wrapped, and I started laughing because it was so random. Let me see if I can find the screenshots, because I was like, what? Or things I was like, wait, I listened to it that much.
I love when people are like, what kind of music do you listen to? You're like, I was alive in the 90s, so that...
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Yeah, it's when we were alive in the 90s, we listened to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you just had to. MTV was accessible. If they actually played music videos, you got exposed. Excuse me.
Let's go over to CBS.
All right. This is a show that I know you love. I don't think I've ever seen it, or I've seen clips. I don't know, but we've definitely talked about it at least 14 times on this podcast. Kate and Allie.
It's Kate and Allie.
This is Jane Curtin and who's the other girl?
Susan St. James.
Susan St. James. Yeah, that was her name. I couldn't think of it. I was gonna say Susan B. Anthony.
Oh my God. Okay.
She made the flag or something, right?
Betsy Ross made the flag.
She did. Okay.
Susan B. Anthony,
the first voter,
fought for women to vote.
Okay, all right. I knew Betsy Ross because when I went to Boston in September, I went to go see Rancid, and I stayed at an Airbnb, and I texted my friend and said, "This is the kind of place that Betsy Ross probably stayed at."
Oh my God!
Because it was old as fuck. It was cold. Even though it was 90 degrees outside, it was still cold in there, and it was just
God.
I don't know. I don't know where I was staying, but I felt like I'd get tetanus staying there.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm really excited, and I'm also really sad for the 8:30 show.
Yeah, what's the 8:30 show?
My Sister Sam.
Oh.
Pam Dauber and Rebecca Schaefer, and Rebecca Schaefer is that actress who was murdered by a stalker.
Yeah.
She had her, she was 18 or 19 or 20 or something. She was young, super fucking young.
Yeah, she was super young.
And this guy was stalking her and just showed up at her house. She answered the door.
Literally at her front door.
And he fucking shot her. And she was on the verge of getting The Godfather Part 3. She got the Sofia Coppola role, I think it was.
Yeah, she was gonna play Al Pacino's daughter.
Yeah, this would have been her breakthrough. We would have been, she would have gone on to amazing things. It's the reason why there's stalker laws now in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. She's one of the reasons.
One of, maybe not she's the main one, but
I would say her and Andrea Evans, who was on One Life to Live, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Passions, because she had a stalker who showed up on the set of One Life to Live and chased her around with a knife.
Well, I mean, there's still elements of it today. It's a little more better now, but who was that like girl that was on, I want to say The Voice, that got shot at like in Orlando?
I don't remember her name.
So there's still like an element of you got to be careful out there if you're famous.
For real.
You got to be careful. You got to hire a bodyguard. You got to screen the people that come up to like sign your fucking headshot. But I think in the 80s, I think we were more like, hey, you can go to Rebecca Schaefer's house or something. Like it was like published in like a fucking pamphlet. Or I don't know what it was like, to be honest with you. But this poor girl, like she had a sitcom with Pam Dauber. It was on for a few years. And then she got like a movie.
Yeah.
Like she was going to be in The Godfather Part 3, which is like the worst of the Godfathers, but still a good, like a big movie though. Like that would have definitely catapulted her to fame. Like she definitely would have been in like a Marvel movie right now, I think. I feel like she would have been like the mom of like Star-Lord, maybe in a flashback. Like I feel like
See, I was gonna say she probably would have had Michelle Pfeiffer's role in Ant-Man.
Oh, she could have. She could have been fucking Catwoman. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. She was hot. She was like hot to trot. She was like young and sexy. Oh, poor thing. Like, we really got to find an episode of My Sister Sam. We got to do like a proper in memoriam episode for her. But My Sister Sam wasn't like a big hit though. It was like a modest hit.
No, it wasn't.
Which is why people don't know her name today.
Like, I remember watching it on USA in reruns. That's where I saw it.
I have definitely seen first run, and I feel like it was this night. To be honest with you, like I feel like I watched it this very night. Probably I was probably like 4 years old.
We were 5.
Well, close enough.
Dude, we already know how bad cat math is.
I'm doing Pat math. It's late night Pat math.
And both are embarrassingly bad.
I will tell you. I am good at nurse math. Nurse math I can do, but I can't do Pat math or cat math.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for CBS 9 o'clock?
Yeah, what was on at 9?
I'm excited for this. Newhart.
We love Newhart.
We love Newhart. We're in the Vermont Lodge. We're in the late... Oh, this is probably mid-Newhart run, I think.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
86, mid-run, in the golden years. Probably Larry, and Daryl are, like, popular at this time.
Hi, my name is Larry, and this is my brother Daryl, and my other brother Daryl.
Oh, did I say Larry, and Daryl?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so glad we still got Bob Newhart in our life, though. We're going to cherish that moment.
I swear to God, I will hunt you down if something happens to that man in the next week.
I will tell you. I was watching Big Brother Reindeer Games yesterday, and it said, like, Wednesday night is the Dick Van Dyke 98th birthday special.
Yes.
And it's just making me fucking nervous. I was like,
You know, he plays John Black's father on Days of Our Lives.
Does he? He's on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah. He did a stint on Days of Our Lives, and they discovered that he is John Black's actual daddy. After, like, 5 different people being his daddy.
Iterations. Like his real, like, from his fucking ball sack dad.
I mean, it's better than Jigsaw being his daddy.
How is Days of Our Lives these days? Because I really want to get back into it, but...
It's in a lower point. Part of that for me, though, is my favorite character came back, and then they recast her, like, 3 weeks after with an actress who cannot play the role. And so that ruins it for me. One of my favorite characters is Teresa. She causes a lot of trouble like Sammy, but not as, like, hurricane level, like the next level down.
She's like a winter storm.
Yeah, she can cause trouble, but the actress who's playing her doesn't get the beats that need to be there to make Teresa likable.
How's Marlena's penthouse doing? We still got her penthouse in the pic?
She's living there with John and his son Brady, who's an adult, and like
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what? Maybe this next time tomorrow maybe I'll catch up. Maybe I'll do like a quick like days update.
I mean, Jack A's still on it.
Yeah, Jack A's on it full time now.
Yeah, she's been there for a while, babe.
Well, I know she was on that last like primetime special thing or whatever Peacock special thing they did. Like when she was living in like a private Miami island.
Oh, it was Beyond Salem
living next
1.
to like
Beyond Salem 2 is where we found out Bo was alive.
Oh, I didn't watch Beyond Salem 2 though. All right, well, you know what? I'll catch up tomorrow and you get some hot takes.
Okay.
I'm gonna, like, go on my lunch break. I'm gonna have these ridiculous texts I'm not gonna understand.
What is the name of the city in Young and the Restless? Genoa City?
Genoa City, Wisconsin.
I did dip into there last week, and I still saw that fucking Phyllis was there, and I was like, oh, that fucking bitch.
I love Phyllis.
I do too, but she's a fucking bitch.
But she's a fun bitch.
She is a fun bitch, but I was still like, oh. I do love, what's her name? What's the name of that girl?
Victoria, Sharon, Cricket.
The actress that plays Phyllis.
Michelle Stafford?
Yeah, she was on Pacific Palisades. That's all I think of whenever I see her. The show that...
Yeah, her and Finola Hughes were on that.
The show that you and I were the only two people in the world that watched it.
We probably really were.
It was the best show ever. I was living on the edge of my seat for that show. It was a late 90s Fox primetime soap that was on in the summer. It was supposed to be like the new Melrose Place.
Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't, but it was great. If I could find it, I think it's on YouTube, actually. I think about going back. I'm sure I'll hate it now, but it was great at the time. All right, CBS 930. You ready for this? This one? I have never heard of this show, The Kavanaughs. Do you know this?
I've heard the name.
This was a 2-season wonder. It was on CBS. It starred Barnard Hughes, Christine Ebersole. It was about a 71-year-old blue-collar Irish Catholic man living in South Boston with his daughter Kit and his son Chuck, and they kind of do the dad's like cantankerous and just has opinions on everything.
Yeah, like
just that kind of show.
I don't think I actually ever watched this. I've heard of it.
Art Carney from The Honeymooners was in a few episodes, like as like a neighbor, I think.
And the 80s favorite redheaded child, Danny Cooksey, was in it.
Was he? Oh yeah, he was. He played the kid. Okay.
Yeah.
He's your go-to redheaded kid.
I mean, he was.
He really was. He was on what? Different Strokes, Terminator 2, Judgment Day,
Salute Your Shorts,
and other things. All right, you ready for 10 o'clock, CBS? This is
wild. It was on at 10.
All right, are you sitting down for this one?
No, I'm standing up.
We're in a time where this girl is probably tearing up the nation, just tearing up the country. Tonight, it's a Barbara Mandrell Christmas special.
From Sunset Beach.
Yes.
That is how I know her. That is how I will always refer to her.
Me too. But she was one of the Mandrell sisters, country singer, and just like a million TV specials, right? Like that's all she ever did. Yeah. She's just in like every TV special that was ever on for all of the 80s. The entire 80s. All of it. Barbara Mandrell. Doing her thing. That's her. I have nothing more to say on it though. Because I really don't know her. How old is she?
Her birthday. Hold on. Her birthday is Christmas Day.
She's like a Jesus Christ girl.
I don't know how to answer that one, Patrick.
She's the second coming is how you answer that. All right, you ready for NBC? You ready to see what the Peacock has to offer us tonight?
Yeah.
Alf at 8 o'clock. We'll get to you in a minute, homegirl. 8:30. I feel like you know this show. They did a revival of it on Apple Plus, I think they call it. Amazing Stories.
Okay.
This was it's like an anthology show. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone. It's directed by, it was like a Steven Spielberg production. He does the new one too. Fantastical stories. I never watched it, but I did watch the new one, and I actually kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. It was like that month I got a new phone, and I had like a month of Apple TV free, or whatever it's called. Is it what's called Apple TV or Apple? I don't know what the fuck it's called.
I think it's Apple TV, yeah.
So I had it for like free for a month, so I watched it all. It was pretty good. But do you remember the movie Batteries Not Included? That was supposed to be an episode of Amazing Stories in the 80s, but Steven Spielberg's like, I love that idea, and he made it a movie.
That's crazy.
Batteries Not Included was like this weird, like, these like tiny like aliens like come to Earth. They're like little like spaceships that are like the size of like Hot Wheel Matchbox cars.
Okay.
And that's all I remember. Like, I just remember being so excited for this movie because I thought it would be like E.T. or Mac and Me, and it just was not that good to me as a kid. But I would like to rewatch it as an adult. I would like to see how Batteries Not Included is. Jessica Tandy's in it.
Oh my god, hold on.
All right, so the premise of the movie is there's a housing complex that's like under threat of being destroyed for property development, and these like tiny like spaceships like come and save it. It takes place in like New York City, I think, or like New Jersey, like one of those places.
That is crazy.
I just remember I seen this in the movie theaters, and I just remember being like so excited for this movie. And it's like speaking of like practical effects from the 80s, it's all like practical effects. And it's a Steven Spielberg movie. So you know it's like kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it'll hold up today. I mean, I'm sure I might kind of like it today because I really do like most Steven Spielberg movies, not gonna lie. Like, name a Steven Spielberg movie that you hate.
E.T.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that. In Jurassic Park, right?
Okay, first of all, again, it is the year 2023. I have not seen Jurassic Park.
You've never seen Jurassic... Like, it still blows my mind.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I have never sat down to watch Jurassic Park.
The whole... Like, you've never sat down and watched the whole thing, like, from start to finish?
Never.
I really think you should.
A lot of people think I should.
All right, I'm going through Steven Spielberg's directorography right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few that I've never seen, so I'm not going to include them on the I don't like list. But War of the Worlds from 2005 with Tom Cruise, I did not like that movie.
That was not good.
A lot of them I don't. There's like a good like 6 or 7 that I don't know. I mean, most people don't like Indiana Jones and Kingdom the Crystal Skull, but I kind of liked it, so I'm not going to put that out there.
I remember it enough to have an opinion.
And I'm going to say, what was the one I said before it? Was War of the Worlds? I think that's like the only one that I don't like, but there's like, all right, these are the ones that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I've never seen Amistad.
Never seen that one yet.
I've never seen Munich.
I've never even heard of that one.
That was from 2005. It's an historical drama. It's about the, it's like an assassination in Munich. It's one of those, like, political ones. So I kind of skipped most of those, to be honest with you. I did not see the BFG.
Oh, no, I didn't see that either.
I don't know what Bridge of Spies is from 2015. I've never even heard of it. It's a Cold War set film. It has Amy Adams and Alan Alda in it. And I did not see West Side Story, Ready Player One, The Post, or The Fabelman, which are the last, like, 5 that came out.
West Side Story was not good.
I heard that, but I don't really like musicals, so I'm not going to see it.
Like, I prefer the original.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't seen Jurassic Park all the way through. It still blows my mind.
Shockingly, the nephew didn't make me watch it.
I mean, I won't sit down and make you watch it because if I'm going to make you sit down and watch anything, it's going to be Free Willy.
Fuck Free Willy. Fuck that whale. Fuck that whale.
Yeah, I know you hate that whale. Hey, I'll throw this out there, and I lost my thoughts, so give me 1 second to catch up.
Okay.
What was it? What was the movie that I thought was his best one ever? I can't remember now. I literally looked at all his movies, and I was like, quintessential, I think that's his best movie ever, and now I can't find it. What is your thoughts on Jaws? That's obviously his best movie ever, and it's one of his early ones.
I've never watched Jaws.
You've never seen Jaws?
Never.
Oh my god, it's a movie I watch. It takes place over 4th of July weekend, and I watch it every 4th of July, or 3rd of July, depending on when I'm working, but it's...
That tracks. That totally tracks with you.
Honestly, Jaws is one of my favorite movies. I hate all the sequels, but I will sit through them just because I like just the progression of... Alright, so Jaws is obviously the best movie ever made. Jaws 2... It's not a Spielberg movie, but it continues the story, so I like it. The progression's good. Jaws 3 is fucking crazy. It's in 3D. It takes place at like a fake SeaWorld in Florida. The special effects are like practical as fuck and like so bad that they're good. And then Jaws 4, The Revenge. People hate this movie, but I think it's the best sequel ever to a movie. It's like the Scream 3. Like, the first Scream 3. Like,
wow.
It's Courtney Cox bangs. Like, Michael Caine is in this movie. Like there's a supernatural element to it. Like I don't even know how to explain this movie. Like I try to explain just how good and bad Jaws 4 is, and people don't understand it. But if I had to do a second favorite Steven Spielberg movie, I'm gonna go with War Horse.
War Horse?
Yes. You've never seen War Horse?
No, I can't even recognize the title.
It's very recent. It's from 2011. It's based on a book that I read in like 7th grade, and I fucking loved this book. It takes place during like World War I, and it tells a story. It's like this like Irish horse trainer, and he's like raising this horse, and then he has to go to war with the horse, and like the horse is like a war horse. It's a fucking feel good movie.
What the heck?
It's like I was obsessed with this book when I was a kid, and they made it a movie. It's a really good movie. I think it was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and 2 Golden Globes, but it didn't win anything. But I was like touting this thing. Benedict Cumberbatch is in the movie. Tom Hiddleston, Emily Watson. Like it's got a good cast.
That's crazy.
It was so under the radar. Yeah, you gotta watch this movie. You will love this movie. You have to read the book too. We'll do a book club on it. War Horse.
Hold on, let me pull up Amazon.
So good. It's very sad too. It's very sad. If Jaws was not a movie, this would be the best movie ever made. Like you will relate to this horse so bad. Like this horse is going to be your best. It's not a CGI horse. It's a real horse.
I'm going to order this on paperback.
Yeah, the book is fucking amazing. I'll tell you that. It's great.
It's only $6.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, get it. Read it.
I will not read it until after I finish all my Christmas books.
And then if I have to go top 3 Steven Spielberg movie, I'm going to go with E.T. I know you hate it, but...
I'm weird with my movie choices, I think.
All right, what are your Steven Spielberg picks? I'm dying to know before we end off this night.
Hold on, let me look.
We got Catch Me If You Can, we got Minority Report, we got Schindler's List, we got Hook, we got all the Indiana Jones movies.
Ooh, Hook.
Yeah, Hook is great. Hook is great.
Like, okay, let me see. I like Hook. I enjoyed Catch Me If You Can.
I love Catch Me If You Can.
I love Back to the Future.
That's a Steven Spielberg movie?
I think he's a producer, though.
Okay, I'm talking about like directing, but I'll count it. I'll love it.
The ones he's directed, let me see. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Catch Me If You Can, Temple of Doom, Hook, Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln is so fucking good.
Oh, so good.
Like, I don't usually like the history ones, but Lincoln is good. I love Lincoln. Shout out to Lincoln. Who is that? That's, what's his name? Daniel Day-Lewis, Sally Field, JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it, I think. James Spader.
Those are the Spielberg ones that I enjoy.
That's like the only, like Schindler's List is good, but it's too fucking heavy for me. It's like too much for me, to be honest with you.
I don't think I've seen it.
Did you like Minority Report? Because I really like that movie. That was really good. It has Tom Cruise. It takes place in the future.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
But it's the start of like, that and AI was the start of like CGI Spielberg, like full blown. Like I know Jurassic Park had CGI, but this is like the full on CGI world.
It leans into it too much at that point.
Honestly, the 2 movies to me that have the best CGI and they're super early and super choppy, Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park have the best CGI to me ever. Like anything after that is just like fake to me. All right, you want to end off the night at NBC that we went on this like Steven Spielberg tangent?
Yeah. How does NBC end the night?
We've never done a Steven Spielberg tangent, so it was long overdue. It was long overdue. All right, this is a Christmas special. It's a Christmas movie. It's a movie called Christmas Eve. It stars Loretta Young, Ron Lieberman, Kate Reed. The summary is a rich widow makes every effort to track down and bring her 3 grandchildren home for Christmas, despite their father's resistance and his attempts to have her declared incompetent to handle her own financial affairs. So this sounds like a lady borderline dementia, can't handle her shit, and...
Well, this is the one I found on it. Although Amanda Kingsley, Loretta Young, is now extremely wealthy, she remembers her hardscrabble upbringing and tries to help the less fortunate around her. Conversely, her business-minded son, Andrew, played by Arthur Hill, has never wanted for anything and has become hard-hearted. Upon receiving bad medical news, Amanda engages down-at-heel private investigator Morris Huffner, Ron Liebman, to track down Andrew's 3 estranged children before Christmas Eve for one final family holiday.
Good for Loretta Young.
And it is available on Tubi and Plex, both for free.
I might watch it on Tubi tomorrow.
Me too.
Yeah, shout out to Loretta Young. Lady of Film. Like, I think she's in, like, Call of the Wild. I think I remember her from. Like, what has she done?
She's done a million things.
She's, like, one of those, like, golden age.
The Bishop's Wife.
Oh, yeah, the original one,
The Stranger,
right?
Call of the Wild. The Farmer's Daughter. Along Came Jones, Man's Castle. Oh, God. I'm just, like, picking random titles.
I have a question. Is The Bishop's Wife, is that the one that became The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington in, like, the 90s?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I know that movie. Okay. The Bishop's Wife is obviously better because... But The Preacher's Wife has Whitney Houston in it, so, like, it gets points for that. Maybe we should have a movie night for that? I don't know. Shoot.
You know, that's one I haven't watched in ages. I haven't watched that one in ages.
I want to say, do they give Loretta Young a cameo in it? I feel like, but
I don't know.
I feel like they do, but I'm probably way off.
Oh, guess what? Just so you know, The Preacher's Wife, starring Denzel and Whitney Houston, is available on Tubi.
Yeah, all right. So we can do a back-to-back. Maybe we can do a compare and contrast night. All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, let's go with Preacher's Wives. I'm the son of a preacher man. How many son of a preacher mans would you give this night of? I'm
gonna give it 3.5
because I think this is a good night.
We don't have the strongest of shows. First, in some places, and it is near Christmas. There's almost a little something for everyone.
Well, I want to say I feel like CBS did like a pretty good job tonight. Like they had some good shit.
I think CBS has the strongest night.
A lot of good stuff. So I don't know. Like I'm here for CBS. And look, we're pre-Fox too, so there's only like 3 networks to watch tonight. So I love it. I love this like way too many channels era because it's just this is what you got. This is what you're dealing with, girl.
I feel like there's just something missing for me. I can't say exactly what. And I don't think these are the strongest shows of this year.
I think you needed a soap opera tonight. We needed like a Dynasty tonight.
Yeah, I need like a Dynasty or a Dallas or a Knots Landing, a Falcon Crest, and
Colby's, something to like balance out the universe. Yeah, but not tonight. Monday night wasn't one of those nights. Monday night was like a feel-good night. It was about feel-good comedies and like a really weird TV movie starring Loretta Young. So
do you see why I gave it a 3.5?
I'm going to give it a 4. I think this is like an okay night to me. I'd watch this night. I'd watch it all. All right. You ready to blast through Elf really quick? Because this is kind of like... Yeah,
let's blast through Elf. We've been here for forever.
It's a ho-hum episode of Elf. So Elf, Tannerbaums. It starts off, it's like Kate and Willie are laid in bed reading like Christmas cards.
I'm supposed to believe Kate is attracted to this man, first off. Hell fucking no.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of places we're going to go. So it's Christmas. First of all, it's Christmas Eve. It's the day before Christmas. Kate and Willie Tanner are laying in bed. It's like the morning. It's like, 7 in the morning? It's like breakfast time.
Something like that, yeah.
They're laying in bed, fully clothed. Kate, who's kind of like like an 8, like on like the 1 to 10 like hot scale, she's like a good like 8, right?
I mean, for the 80s, yeah.
Like she's a catch, like Kate's a catch. Married to fucking Willie, who's like this like skinny, frail, anxious, angry, fucking like crutch, balding,
cranky, just unhappy man.
Like, what? Like, what does he do for work? Do we know? Because, like, they're not rich.
He's a social worker.
So he makes no money. Like, he makes no money. One of two reasons why Kate would marry this guy. It's like either he has, like, the biggest dick in the world or he's, like, a millionaire. And I feel like he's neither.
Yeah, no way.
Like, looking at this guy, I'm like, he's a fucking pencil dick and he's fucking poor. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe there's something, like, maybe he, like, takes her out to, like, nice dinners. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't figure out their dynamic, but they're laying in bed.
I can't figure it out either.
They're laying in bed, reading Christmas cards, like, doing whatever they can to avoid having sex. Like, Christmas Eve morning. Alf comes in, like, all chipper. Like, he knows it's, like, a holiday coming up, and he's like, hey, like, I know you do this, like, weird thing with, like, a Christmas tree, so I did you the favor, and I chopped it up for you.
Well, no. First, he's all like, hey, guys, I already hid the eggs for you. And they're like, we don't hide eggs. We don't hide eggs this time of year. That's for Easter. And Alf's like,
Yeah, that was it.
I don't understand. This is, like, right there that shows that not one person in that family sat Alf down and explained anything about Christmas.
Yeah, like, I'm confused because it's Christmas Eve, and they should have been, like, December 1st, or, like, the day after Thanksgiving, they should have been like, hey, Christmas time, Alf. Like, this is the time of year where it's, like, we get gifts for people, we, like, hang up a tree, we decorate it.
Like, they should have been explaining this stuff all along to their visitor from another planet. And not one of them did. The kid didn't do it. The teenage daughter didn't do it. The mom didn't do it. Willie sure as fudge didn't do it.
They do that sitcom thing where they wait till Christmas Eve to put up and decorate the Christmas tree.
They had the tree up.
But they didn't decorate it. So I just, like, picture in my head this, like, random tree that's just been, like, sitting there, like, bare ass for, like, weeks.
And Alf is finally like, okay, I guess I have to chop it up for wood because nobody's doing it.
Yeah. They get mad at Alf because he takes the initiative and chops it up into, like, little pieces. Because he doesn't fucking know. No one explains it to Alf.
None of them are telling him. None of them are explaining anything to him about anything.
And they lose their mind at Alf because he chops up the fucking tree to, like, a million, like, it's little twigs. And it's not even, like, they have these, like, giant trunks, like, around the house. It's, like, little twigs that they have, like, all over the place.
But it's their own damn fault because not one of them took 5 minutes to explain something to Alf.
And he's trying, like, he's doing, like, I hid the eggs. I don't get it, but I hid the eggs. And, like, that's Easter. And he's like, I don't know what Easter is, but okay.
And then he's like, so did we carve the pumpkin today? And they're like, no, that was Halloween. And, like, they are not helping Alf. But then they get annoyed with him, especially Willie. And I hate Willie.
Yeah, Willie, all right. If we have to name the worst sitcom character of television ever, like, ever, every TV show that has ever come out, Willie Tanner is definitely the worst sitcom character ever.
For real.
And the rest of the family sucks too. This whole family fucking sucks. Like, I hate them.
Like, they really do. They really do.
I watch this show and my heart just bleeds for Alf because he's trying to figure out Earth. And, like, Earth is fucking confusing as it is. And he has to live with his family who just get mad at him for everything. And it's like, if they just took, like, 2 minutes to explain whatever the scenario is, like, everything would be avoided. But no, they don't. So we get these, like 30-minute hijinks of Alf trying to figure this out on his own and the Tanner family getting angry with him.
Yeah.
Which I guess is supposed to be, like, the joke. But it's not funny.
But they're always, like, afraid the government's going to show up and take Alf.
But why would they?
Like,
I don't get, like, they hate Alf. This family fucking hates Alf. So why don't they rat him out to the government? And, like, Alf doesn't know what the government is. Like, they didn't explain the government to Alf. So, like, why does he care?
Like, for real. And then, like, they get upset because he uses, like, the hardware catalog account. And it's like, well, Did you ever tell him not to do that? No, Willie, you freaking didn't, so shut up.
Yeah, well, they told Alf, like, Christmas is about getting gifts for people. And he can't go to the mall. Obviously, Alf can't just, like, hop in a car and go to the mall. So he just finds, like, a hardware catalog. And he just buys, like, a sander for fucking... What's his name? Fucking Joey. What's the name of the kid? Brian. And, like, a fucking... I don't know, like a saw for Kate. Like, he doesn't know what to buy for these people.
And these are things that Alf is like, oh yeah, you could totally use that, like, because he thinks differently than they do, because he's from another planet.
And Willie's like, did you use my charge card? And I was like, yeah, like, what else was I going to use? Like, he doesn't understand, like, and they get mad at him. Frustrates me.
Like, Willie, what do you think he did? He used cash from his lemonade stand.
So Alf destroys the Christmas tree. It's Christmas Eve.
Willie's like, I'll go get another one.
So he goes to, like, the Christmas tree place, and there's, like, no live Christmas trees. So he, like, comes back with, like, a store-bought one, and it's, like, a coat rack with, like, 4.
Oh my god, it is, like, the worst artificial tree ever. Like, that's not how artificial trees are. Like, I've had many artificial trees over the years. That's just not how it is.
I know, like, they definitely have had artificial trees longer than the 80s. Like, I feel like this goes back to decades. Willie literally comes back from, like, the department store, whatever department store they go to.
He goes to the department store because the fake tree was cheaper than a live tree, but he's still paying a crap ton of money.
He paid way more because he thought it was going to be one of those, like, continuing returns, like return on investment kind of thing. ROI, if so to say. Mm-hmm. And it's literally, they sold him a coat rack, and there's, like, 4, like, green knobs that come off it. Like, they just painted knobs green.
Yeah, there's not even, like, places to put more branches. Like, there should have been probably, like, 2 dozen more holes or something in that thing for branches.
The family becomes livid with Willie. Alf still doesn't understand it. Like, he's still confused.
Like, Alf's just like, I don't get it, and nobody's explaining it to me, and I'm trying to figure this all out, and everybody's yelling at me.
Willie decides he's gonna go, like, he knows a forest that's, like, a 2-hour drive. It's in the mountains or something. Mm-hmm. It's where him and Kate went and got their first Christmas tree. They, like, cut it down themselves. So that's where they're gonna go. Alf decides to go, I guess, or he hides in the car. I can't remember.
There's one point where Willie's like, yeah, you get the chainsaw, fill it up with gas. And then he's like, wait, what did I just say?
And we get that, like, sitcom driving in a car with, like, the fake background kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's, like, another scene before it, but I just want to talk about the scene first. So there's, like, a thing where, like, Willie's driving. Alf is, like, reading a paper map. Willie's like, I know there's a turn coming up. And Alf goes, yeah, right here. And Willie just turns without, like, looking and just drives into, like, a ditch. Like, there's no, like, should I slow down and, like, look to see if there's a road? Or just go by, like, Alf being like, hey, turn here because I told you to.
Like, Alf is worse than a GPS. That's like, turn right, or turn left. It's like, I'm at a stoplight. I can't turn left for another, like, 30 seconds. Stop yelling at me.
But would you just turn into, like, a ditch? Like, it's not, like,
No.
Like, I don't understand this. Like, it just can...
I don't get it either, but, like...
It happens on TV shows all the time.
I don't know.
It happens. There's always, like, stuck in a ditch. I feel like it's, like, a Fresh Prince episode. It's an episode of The Office. It's, like, episode of every fucking sitcom ever.
Yeah, they take a turn that's not a turn, and then they're all in trouble, and...
Yeah, they're, like, stuck in mud. And we, like, come back to the house, and we get this, like... Mr. Akmana comes over, and he's being, like, he wants to fuck Kate. But then we get, like, a dream sequence where it's, like, I think, like, Kate, like, does Kate fall asleep for, like, 10 seconds and she has, like, a dream?
No, like, it was Willie's dream.
Was it Willie's dream?
Yeah, it was Willie's dream, and they're all dressed up in these fancy dresses, and I swear to God, the dress Lynn was wearing is the same dress the mom in the Hart Family Dolls wears, and I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send you a picture of that.
So I'm going to throw this out there. So in, like, the original cut, they cut this for, like, the syndication version for time, but like Hulu and whatever app uses, like, the syndication cut. There's a scene where, like, Lynn devolves from that, like, sweet innocent character wearing a dress, and she's wearing like leather and these like tight clothes, but it's cut from like the actual episode.
Oh yeah, that was totally not in the episode I saw. Yes, I'm gonna send this to you.
Oh yeah, holy shit. We'll put a screen grab of this on one of the media channels.
I'm telling you, like, this is almost the exact same dress Lynn wore, and it was wild. Like, I saw it, I was like, that's the Hart family dress.
So, yeah, so we get, like, a weird, like, it's a, like, perfect family kind of dream sequence where, like, Brian and Lynn are, like, the perfect children, and they love the family, but, like, the dad's not there because he's late for some reason. So Mr. Achmana comes over, and he's, like, sniveling and horny for the teenage daughter, which was, like, okay in the 80s to do, because she was, like, 17, borderline age of consent, and it was, like, okay, we laughed at it. And then, like, Willie shows up, and, like, now, like, I don't know, like, the whole family dynamics change. I don't know, it's, like, that weird thing. And then, like, Willie wakes up, is startled from his dream, and, like, Alf has found, like, a Christmas, like, he went out and, like, chopped down a Christmas tree, and threw it in, like, the station wagon, like, backseat.
Perfect Christmas tree.
Like, it fits perfectly. But, the ranger is, like, the park ranger of, like, the place they were, like, crashed at, like, shows up and, like, wants to, like, arrest Willie. Alf's hiding, like, under a blanket, like, in the front seat, like he always does. Like, when they do, like, car scenes.
Yeah.
And, like, gives Willie, like, a ticket that's like would have been the same amount as like the Christmas tree he would have bought at the Christmas tree place, but he skipped to spend the same amount on the fake Christmas tree that the family hated.
Yeah.
So he ended up paying double. And he he's appreciative sort of Alf, but he's also kind of like pissed off at Alf.
It's just Willie just sucks.
Ugh.
That's really all you need to know. In the Christmas special, he is even worse.
Yeah, because Willie takes him, like, camping in this, like, 2-hour special.
He takes them to a cabin in the woods that has no electricity, no running water. And he's like, we're going to have an old-fashioned Christmas. And I'm like, I get that you have, like, precious memories of this cabin, Willie, but it's 1987. You guys need some running water, for crying out loud.
Yeah, Alf deserves so much better. As an alien life form, he deserves so much more.
Yeah.
He got stuck with this shitty family. I'm so glad the government found him in the series finale.
For real. Like, they saved it.
They saved Alf, because, oh my god. This fucking family, like
real.
they all suck. And then there's, like, at some point, Mrs. Achmanic's, like, nephew, like, knows about Alf, and, like, he was, like, maybe the saving grace. He could have took Alf to college with him, maybe. Like, if we got, like, fun, like, Alf college adventures, but no. The show got canceled. One thing I want to bring up, I love in this whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't teach Alf that, like, Christmas is about, like, the birth of Christ or anything like that. Like, what actually, like, Christmas is about.
Teach Alf what Christmas is.
They just explain, like, the commercialism of Christmas to Alf. And, like, it's not like, this is Jesus' birth.
Like, let's be real. Everything Alf learned about Christmas from, like, was, like, from a 1980s Kmart commercial.
Like, Alf has no concept of, like, not that I'm a religious person, but, like, I feel like if you're gonna, like, teach Christmas to somebody, like, teach it, like, hey, this is Jesus' birthday. He's this guy that was supposedly born to, like, a virgin in Bethlehem.
Yeah.
No, they don't go there. They just go with the whole fucking, like, co-opt of that Christmas is, like, a fun holiday about trees and lights and presents and, like, all this shit. So Alf has fucking no idea.
Like, yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah. So, you know, the next Christmas, he's going to be confused.
Yeah, like, the next Christmas, he still knows nothing, except that Willie is now dragging them out into the woods. Which, in all honesty, makes it seem like Willie is about to murder them all.
Low-key, like, Willie, they live in California, right?
Yeah, something like that. It seems like California, like Southern California, and
it's 1980s. The what is it? The East Bay Strangler. Like, he would have been top of my list as the fucking East Bay Strangler. Like, not gonna lie.
To be fair, Max Wright, I cannot think of him playing ever a happy character.
No.
Like, his character on Friends was a jerk. His character on Ghost Rider was a complete jerk.
I was gonna bring that up. He was Mr. Hooper or Mr. Whatever it was. Like they burnt down his store and he like was making fake copies of movies.
Mr. Bricker. And it's the first it's like the pilot case that they did because it's Jeremy Miller's in it.
That's right. Yeah, because the actual first like set of Ghost Rider episodes is not the first set of Ghost Rider episodes. It's the Max Wright season or whatever.
Yeah, they did it and they're like, we're gonna show you how these kids solve a mystery, but then we're gonna have to go back and film how they all got together.
Ghost Rider, what a trip.
So that's how we got the Fabto episodes.
R.I.P. Max Wright, though. He meant well, I guess. Wasn't there something problematic with him, though? I feel like there was something.
I think he's just like a jerk behind the scenes. Like, he was so done with the show, like, even before it was officially canceled, he cleared out his dressing rooms, like, peace out, bye.
Yeah, I feel...
Like, when they filmed the final episode.
You know what? I would have loved, like, a single Kate. No fucking Willie, just single Kate. Maybe the kids are gone. And, like, she's just out fucking people, and, like, Alf is just, like, the hot roommate.
No. Imagine this. Imagine.
Yeah.
Kate as a single mom. Lynn's in college. Brian's older, but they had a baby, like, later in the series.
Oh, I forgot about the baby, yeah.
Alf is basically the nanny to the baby. Because now Kate has to work.
Yes.
And then she's, like, got some coworker that she's dating. But she's got to keep Alf a secret.
Yeah, you know...
That would have been a million times better of a show.
I want, like, Kate dating somebody and then, like, Alf wearing, like, a mustache to, like, pass off as, like, a human and, like, the guy buying it. Like, I want that as a show.
Oh, my God.
Like, I can see that as a show. 100%. It's like that whole, like, they kind of do it with Roger on American Dad where it's like...
Yes.
You know what? Roger from American Dad has done Alf the way I want Alf to be. Like, completely.
Yes.
Like, shout out to Seth MacFarlane for, like, fixing Alf for us.
Oh, my God, yes.
Like, he did it.
He did
it. Like, he fixed Alf. Like, completely. That's how I picture Alf. Like, I just want, like, Alf to, like, have a job and he just wears, like, a chef's hat. And, like, we think he's a person. They just think he's, like... I don't know, like Scandinavian or something. Like people that know what Scandinavians look like.
Really hairy, and nobody talks about it. Well, plus, like, okay, Patrick, in today's world, Alf could have a job.
He could. You know what?
Because of all the work from home jobs.
Alf today, like, even if we did the work from home scenario and he put up, like, the fake, like, picture of, like, a person as a Zoom picture.
Yeah.
People today obviously know that aliens exist and all this shit. So like Alf could function in reality and no one would care. Like it would be like, hey, there's an alien that lives in fucking Fresno that has a job at Starbucks and no one would give a fuck. Like they would go, it would be like a tourist trap. Like no one would care.
Oh my God, Patrick, I need this.
Oh, like Alf would just work today as a totally different show and he would just, it would be great. And, like, you have to do it as a puppet. I don't want a CGI fucking Alf, like, walking around a Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, no. No more CGI. Yeah. We're done.
I want Alf.
It's over. No AI, no CGI. It's done. I want the puppet. I want old school.
I want puppet Alfs slinging caramel macchiatos to, like, unappreciative... Like a two broke girl scenario, like Alf on his own. Like, living with, I don't know, like, who's, like, a young hot actress today that's, like... up and coming. I don't know,
some Disney Channel girl.
Yeah, like Alf and some Disney Channel girl working at a fucking bakery, fucking making cupcakes. Like I want that fucking show, and it's a puppet.
Make it happen.
And I want like Alf going on like blind dates, and like he shows up, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know this was gonna be you." And then like the girl going with it and being like, "Yeah, maybe we can make this work."
You're not. I mean, you catfish me. Like, oh my God, it would be. Oh my God, Patrick, we need this.
I want this.
Our millennial selves need this.
I want this as a show. And then, like, there's so many places you can go with this. There's so many ways. You know, I could do a fan fiction series of it.
Oh, my God.
It'd be great. We could, like, executive produce it into production. I think Paul Fusco's still alive. Can we text him?
Let me look.
Send him an X message. Like, we have an idea. We'll tag him in the episode. We'll tell, like, say, listen to the last, like, 20 minutes.
He is still alive.
Could you imagine like Alf at like an Olive Garden with like, I don't know, Destiny, who's like a 19-year-old college student, and I don't know, like they're just trying to like figure it out. And Al's like, he's been on Earth since the 80s. He had to deal with the Tanners, the government, whatever he did, like a talk show that he had in the early 2000s.
Oh my god. Oh god. It would be so good. So good.
He has a TikTok now. That's how people know him. They know him from TikTok. Like, it's like, hey, it's that guy that used to have a TV show and on Adult Swim in the early 2000s and like was a stowaway.
Oh my god. I need it.
But they have to like continue, like, we can't CGI Elf. We need like a puppet elf. And it's going to be like...
Yeah, I need Puppet Elf.
And I want like TVMA elf. I don't want like family-oriented elf. I want to maybe say in like a partial cuss word.
But it doesn't have to be completely raunchy.
No, we can get like a good like 9:30 p.m. sitcom raunchy. I'll take it. I'll even take like an FX like original series run. Like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which like sometimes kind of pushes it to the edge.
That might be too much for me.
Hey, all right, we'll tone it down a little bit. We'll do like a respectable CBS, the neighborhood kind of level show.
I was gonna say like a 2.5 Men level of raunchy, or like Will and Grace raunchy.
I'll take that. All right, I'll allow that. That's good. That's good, Alf. You know what? Alf is not entirely dirty, but he's
yeah.
He works like PG-13 night on a Thursday at the comedy clubs kind of night.
I mean, he's not doing any movies with Candace Cameron Bure. Let's be real.
No, fuck no. I don't want Alf on my Hallmark movie. I don't want him like trying to date fucking Lacey Chabert.
She's not even Hallmark anymore. She moved to the like other
GCS.
Yeah, whatever it is. With Danica and Trevor and Jen Lilly and like a small grouping of others who I don't even care.
Yeah, we want that world, and we're gonna wish it to an existence. And maybe 2024, it might come to fruition because they're always trying to bring back Alf. And maybe Paul Fusco is gonna be bored one day. He's gonna see if like anyone's talking about Alf, and he'll find this episode. We'll tag him in it, but yeah. He might know. You know what? You don't even have to give us credit. You can steal this from us. I don't even care. I don't even care. Take it from us. Take the concept.
CW cannot take our divorced parents drama with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. though. That's still ours.
Yeah, that one's for us. Listen to like, I don't even know what episode it is, but
I couldn't tell you like at all.
But your Alpha, unless you have like a crazy other idea, then go for it. But if you want this one, take it. And don't bring any Tanners back into it. I don't care if the fucking Brian has a grandson that likes aliens. I don't give a fuck. Nope, he's gone. He out of the picture. They're in like Greenland or something. I think according to like Project Alpha. Like the Tanners like moved. They're on like witness protection. Which, have you ever seen Project Alpha?
I remember it. Like,
it's really good. I really liked it. This is the Alf we deserve.
I know. Oh.
Instead, we got a fucking shitty sitcom. Mm-hmm. Alf is the only good part, and the family sucks, except for the Achmonics. Shout out to the Achmonics.
Yeah.
You know, Alf, if you were just like 7 degrees more that way.
500 feet.
Yeah.
500 feet, Alf. Like, you could have crashed into the Monix garage instead.
We could have got like a cunty show of Alf and Mrs. Achmonic, like, just like dishing on the neighborhood.
Yes. That would have, oh man, that would have been so good.
And you know, Mrs. Achmonic would not hide Alf. They would have had like a morning show on like KTLA or something.
Yeah, they would have been like all up in the public. And everybody probably wouldn't have thought he was actually an alien. They thought he was a gimmick.
Yeah.
And she could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, they could have said he was like from Vancouver or something. They would have got away with it because nobody in the 80s knew what people from Vancouver looked like. All right, I'm going to ask the age-old question. Because I'm curious, because I know you fucking hated this episode. On a scale of 1 out of 5 poorly chopped Xmas trees, we're going to go with what, like a 1.5?
Yeah, it doesn't do what a Christmas episode should do.
It really doesn't. Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
It's missing what makes a Christmas episode of a TV show magical.
I'm gonna go with like a 2.5. It's definitely not like a magical Christmas episode, but it's definitely like I felt for Elf. I felt for him as a character.
I felt bad for Elf Like, the Tanners just all suck. Like, all four of them just suck.
They're horrible. They're horrible human beings. They just maybe wish that Alf landed in the Aquatic House or just somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care if he landed in a field and just like lived in like a tree house, like the Punky Brewster tree house, like somewhere.
Oh my god.
Like just something. Like he could have been Glomer from the Punky cartoon. Like we could have just got something else. I don't know. Like it
doesn't.
Poor Alf. Like
try the next year to do it, and it's still bad.
Well, so it was Alf is in the woods, and then, like, he gets caught in, like, an ambulance or something and goes to the hospital.
No, so, Willie rents this cabin from this guy that his family rented the cabin from when he was a little boy, and, like, his dad had lost his job, so he's like, that was, like, the best Christmas ever, and we didn't have anything. Remember, this cabin has no running water, no electricity, okay?
And it's the 80s, so people like necessities by this point.
Like, just basic, you know. So, Willie's like, we're gonna go have an old-fashioned Christmas, and nobody's into this. Kate's not into this. Lint's not into this. Brian's not into this. Alf is just still confused. Like, he's maybe seen, like, a Christmas movie by now, so maybe he has better understanding, but he's still like, I just don't get it, man. It's all about the presents still, right? Like...
Yeah, Jesus does not exist to him. He does not know about Jesus.
Like, he doesn't even know about, like, just the, like, secular Christmas idea of, like, family and being together. The guy who owns the cabin comes by. He's having a rough time because his wife passed and he didn't tell Willie, oh God. And they're like, oh no, we're so sorry. Like, is there anything we can do for you? He's like, no, he's all cranky. And he's got, like, toys in the back that he donates to the children's hospital. And Alf is like, oh, I didn't get them presents. So he, like, climbs in to try and, like, get presents. And ends up at the hospital as a present.
Like a toy for Tot kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like, sort of thing. Like, we're donating toys to the children's hospital for all the sick kids who are stuck in the hospital on Christmas.
I have a really good question for you.
Okay.
So this kind of gets to, like, the creation of the universe kind of thing. So Alf's from Melmac. He comes to Earth. He doesn't know about, like, the whole, like, religious aspect of Alf. So
yeah,
does Alf negate, like, the whole religion of the universe?
hold on. I think
Because, like, does Melmac have gods? Do we know about, like, the Melmac? I'm confused now. Like, I want to know about, like, Melmac religion now.
okay, that's like a little crazy. Like, I typed in Melmac and, like, the first thing I see is Melmac Christmas plates.
Dark path you get on, because I always wonder about, like, Superman.
Hold on, I'm, like, looking just so if I can figure out if there's a way to answer this.
Because Jesus, I guess, is an earthly creation, so Alf didn't know about Jesus. So.
I don't know.
Who created the universe? I want to know.
Yeah, you're like... Okay, so, like, you're way overthinking about this.
Well, we'll save it for a future episode when we get the spin-off of Alf. Alf in the 21st century? I don't know what century we're in anymore.
Okay, I don't know how to explain this. Like, I don't.
So, are we going into Jason Bate in January next episode? Is it time? I don't think we have time for another Xmas episode.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
We barely had time for this. So, join us next time. We are gonna just battle into JBJ.
Straight to Jason Bateman January.
Yeah, so where can you follow? Wait, hold on. Do you have any last thoughts on Alf as a show, as a creation, as a thought, or anything we talked about tonight? Do you have a thought?
One, Sheryl Crow is amazing. Everyone should listen to her. Two, Willie is an asshole.
Willie sucks.
Those are my thoughts.
Can we do a Sheryl Crow minute real quick?
Oh, Sheryl Crow minute? Yeah.
All right, because one, I love Sheryl Crow. What is your favorite Sheryl Crow song? I'm just dying to know. I don't think I know this. Like, can I take a guess? All right, I'm going to say, are you strong enough to be my man?
Yes.
Oh.
Got it.
All right, that's my favorite Sheryl Crow song. I love Leaving Las Vegas. I love All I Want to Do. And I love If It Makes You Happy. But Are You Strong Enough to Be My Man?
There's something about that just hits.
It reminds me of 7th grade. It reminds me of going to Great Times, the little arcade
Oh my
place.
god.
And it also turned into a dance hall.
7th grade dances.
It's a great song. Sheryl Crow hasn't come out with anything that has matched that sense. Because I think that came out before If It Makes You Happy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it did.
And I love If It Makes You Happy, but Are You Strong Enough? I think it's just called Strong Enough, right?
Yeah, it's Strong Enough. That's the title.
Definitely top Sheryl Crow song. And I'm glad I got that right. And we did not pre-pod this. We did not talk about this beforehand.
No, not at all. Like, we have not discussed Sheryl Crow in probably not since 2001, maybe.
Ever. Never. We've never talked about Sheryl Crow.
Like, maybe it passes like, hey, what are you listening to? Sheryl Crow right now. Like, that's what's on the radio. As we sit here on AIM.
And you know what? I don't even think back in the day, like, I wasn't like a Sheryl Crow listener. It was definitely like a more of like a, I'm going to listen to this later on kind of thing. But I did always like If It Makes You Happy because it reminded me of, like, it had like a post grunge like sound to it that I liked.
Yeah.
Which I always liked. Yeah, she adapts with the times. Like, does she have albums now? I don't even know, to be honest.
She's got an album coming out.
What's the vibe? Do we like
March 29th, 2024. It's called Evolution.
I could not tell you the last time Sheryl Crow came with an album. I couldn't even tell you what it sounded like.
So yeah, like that I just went to her website and I was like scrolling and I'm like, what's she doing? She was at the Willie Nelson 90th birthday party thing on CBS.
Which was like yesterday, like on TV wise anyway. Literally
just a couple days ago before we recorded.
I mean, they probably like taped it like a long time ago. But...
Oh shit, Steven, our dear bestie, you better freaking appreciate that Sheryl Crow is gonna be a special guest on Pink's Summer Carnival Tour this coming year.
Oh, does that mean I have to go to see fucking Pink?
I mean...
I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't like Pink.
Neither do I.
Yeah, shh.
Oh, Steven.
Don't tell anybody. People that just tell me they like Pink, I'm like, why? Tell me why. Tell me why.
Oh, did you want to know my Spotify?
I could do my... Well, I don't have Spotify, but I have Apple Music, and I'll tell you mine for the year. I'll let you do yours first.
Okay. I want to hear yours. Okay.
Mine, I don't like because Apple Music does this stupid thing when you plug a phone into a car. It plays the first song alphabetically. So the first song alphabetically plays, no matter what you do. And it's always like a minute before I realize it. Then it counts as the song.
Okay.
So the first song that always plays is the song A+ by Vampire Weekend. So Vampire Weekend is my top artist of 20... It's my top artist every year.
Yeah.
If we want to go to the next, which is also not my top artist of the year, because the same artist also... Because sometimes I don't realize that A+ is playing, and it goes to the next song. And the next song is a song called Ayo by Lady Gaga. So Lady Gaga is my second top artist of the year. My top 3 artists, which I will say is my artificial top artist of the year. Take a guess. The female. She had a good year.
Taylor Swift? No.
Not Taylor Swift.
Oh, Beyonce.
Fuck no. Come on.
Stevie Nicks?
Britney Spears.
Okay.
Is my top artist of the year. If we had to go count-wise, because sometimes I don't realize songs are playing.
Okay.
And it's the song Gimme More. Gimme More is my favorite song of all time.
Yeah.
I will listen to that 19 times on repeat and never get bored. What's your top Britney Spears songs?
Oh my god. I suddenly feel so much better about my top 5 artists and songs.
Have we done this before? We've never done that.
No, we haven't.
Okay, this is a new tradition.
Okay, my top artists. One might surprise you. Only one.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
Ed Sheeran.
He is number 3.
Oh, so close. Taylor Swift.
So it goes Taylor Swift number 1.
I should have said that first.
In Sync number 2.
Okay, Better Me, because of Better Me.
Better Place.
Better Place, sorry.
Is my number 1 song. Ed Sheeran is number 3. Number 4 is Clay Aiken.
What? What? How did he come into this?
I don't know. I apparently had like a month where I was listening to him a lot. Because no, my number 5 is the Jonas Brothers.
What?
I was like expected like Belinda Carlisle in there or something. No. My top songs are Better Place by NSYNC, Boat and Eyes Closed by Ed Sheeran, Enchanted, Taylor's version, and then my number 5 song. I don't know how to explain this one.
Can't wait.
Beautiful Soul by Jesse McCartney.
That's a great song. That is a good song, though.
It is.
All right. You will never guess.
I'm not going to guess.
This is my number 4 artist, number 2 song, apparently. And if you go back and listen to every episode of the podcast ever...
3 Seconds from Mars.
Somewhere very...
3 Seconds from Mars.
Not 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Not 30 Seconds to Mars.
Okay.
I talk about it in like episode 8 of the... Maybe even before that. Very early episode of the podcast. I say it's one of my favorite songs. And we got a YouTube strike for it.
Oh my god. What was it? I don't even remember what...
And you're gonna... I will stand by this till the day I die. Till the day I die. And this should be my number 1 artist, but for some reason, Vampire Weekend... Can I give you hints?
Yeah, give me some hints, that I could actually get.
It's a female artist.
Oh, Aaliyah.
Not even close. Aaliyah's probably 7 or 8, because I think it ends at 5, but where else can I go without giving it away? This person has a young child. They're kind of having a renaissance. They were kind of forgotten about, but they're kind of coming back. At least on my TikTok. I don't know about your TikTok, but I see them on my TikTok all the time. Your TikTok would be different than mine, but...
My TikTok is probably vastly different.
You might find their product at Walmart.
All I can think about is Drew Barrymore's products at Walmart.
No, it's not Drew Barrymore.
Unless you're listening to the song about Pete Rose over and over again, which if you are, that's a whole other issue, hun.
They had a show on Fox in the early 2000s that was very popular, and they had a kind of a saying that was in the Daily Moniker kind of thing.
Oh, it's the Paris Hilton song.
Yes! Stars Are Blind by Paris Hilton.
Kids, by the way. He has 2 kids, by the way. A son and a daughter.
And you know what? I want to say Paris Hilton, best comeback ever.
Mm-hmm.
I will follow her till the day I die. All right. Any last thought? You know what? No less thoughts. Where can you follow Wellness Adventures? Yeah, we're done.
No, we're done.
We're done.
We are done. It is 10:30 at night. I gotta be at work at 8 a.m., man.
Where can you follow our Wildest Adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, TikTok at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations because they're still floating around out there. And guys, I still have the dossier.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Burn.
Just saying. A veryspecialpodcast.com. You found us somehow, so subscribe, rate, message us. We message back as soon as we actually see a message, so yeah.
Yeah, you can follow me on Patrick Not on Twitter, and I have a few other things I'm working on. I'll announce it next time we do a show, but as always, girl, as always.
Yeah, you can follow me.
Yeah.
You can follow me as CatDVS on most of the socials.
Alright, and as always, girl, as always...
Bye!
Watch the skies for... I fucking wish Alf would drive into that Achmonic house, but he didn't, and we got stuck with this show.